Hi, my name is Christina. I'm from Christina's Kinder Blossoms. I'm here today to give you some ideas on how you can implement conscious discipline if you're working on a budget, which most of us are. So, here are some materials that you can create yourself depending on your skill set. If you're good at creating things on the computer, you can make posters and the school family job chart. If you're good at sewing, you can make your own feeling buddies. Just depends on what you're good at. So here is one of the things I tried to make. I'm not very good at sewing, but I actually made these feeling buddies by hand out of felt. I glued the faces on. They're glued on felt faces here, and you can see the bodies. It was a really tough job for me. I'm not really good at sewing. This is not my forte. I'm sure that somebody else out there can probably really do a good job with these feeling buddies. It was so hard for me. I could only make the main 4 feeling buddies. There are cousin buddies, and by the time I was done with these 4, I could not do anymore. So if you're good at this, more power to you. Here I made a wish well board and I choose a self-control board. They were made with Dollar Tree pizza pan and a cookie sheet. The shapes that you see are wooden shapes. They were from Hobby Lobby. I painted them. I painted the hearts red, painted the faces a skin color, and the squares were green. And then we hand wrote the names of the children on the hearts. I drew these faces on the feeling buddies, but the eyes themselves were cut out of paper and glued. And each of these I choose was it was printed out on cardstock, and I cut them and I glued them on, and everything's held on by a tiny magnet. I bought a bag of tiny magnets, and it's holding everything there. Okay, so all of these projects are going to be really easy for you all who are great at creating things on the computer. If you look, you'll see I have a job board. I made those with an envelope I cut in half to make the pockets. Each of the job labels was made on the computer. I glued those on, glued the pockets on, just on a regular piece of construction paper, had it laminated, and then I just cut little slits at the top so I could have room for the sticks to fit in, and it works really well. I also created an easy kindness recording tree. Now this was very necessary for me because I have TK and I have kindergarten, and they are not writing yet. So for the older kids, you can make a big tree and the kids can write post-it notes and write everything down and put it up there. But for my kids, I wanted them to be noticing kindness. So I created this tree where whenever they noticed someone being kind, they would find a marker, a crayon, and color in one of the hearts. And then they would be able to tell me, who they saw being kind and what they had done. And this was the way I was able to have my little ones participate in a kindness recording tree. It's actually one of the jobs. If you look, there's a link to at the bottom. I actually have that on Teachers Pay Teachers. It doesn't cost anything. It's for free. I just wanted to share because I thought it worked like a charm for me. You can also see that I have some posters I made that I'll be putting up in my safe spot. And so you can really make a lot of things if you're good on the computer. Okay, now I have my time machine mat. I used a tarp when I made it because I wanted it to be really sturdy and strong. All the feet and the signs were all laminated, and then they were glued and they were taped down. Unfortunately, I can tell you not to use a tarp because even though it's really sturdy and strong, those laminated pieces just don't want to stay on there, even with the strongest glue we could find and lots of tape. They still want to come off, and we are constantly sticking them back down. So I think this will work great, and it'll be beautiful if you just don't use a tarp. Yeah, live and learn.
Breathe. Are you willing to go back and talk in a respectful manner and work out this problem?
Yes.
Okay, take your first
There's
step.
my students using it now.
Do the star. Okay. Now take your next step and wish each other well. Okay, take your next step. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Now tell her.
I don't like it. I don't like it when you take something from the file. Please don't take something from the file.
What do you mean, please let him have it?
Can you please let him have it? He gave it away. He put it on the table and he wanted to read it. So that's what friends do.
And you notice Navarro has just stepped out of the safe place.
What do you think, Cicely? Would it be okay? You can do that? You can ask first? Okay. Give each other a hug or shake hands, whatever you want.
Okay, so bargains. We're always looking for bargains. You know, and I know we can always find stuff. At the Dollar Tree, we love the Dollar Tree. Not the 99.9, I don't know, whatever that ridiculousness is, but the Dollar Tree, it still has great stuff in it. You can use thrift stores too. I know a lot of people go to thrift stores. They tell me if they go on a Wednesday, they get 20% more off with prices that are already low. So it's a good place for you to maybe get some things that you want to put in your safe place, some soft items, something to decorate, you know, your safe place in the classroom. Also, you can buy used books online. There are some used book places, and you can find some really good deals on some of the conscious discipline books. And, well, you can't see that, but it says put a wish list up for your parents. some of them are so amazing and supportive. I've had really great parents this year who were willing to just about do whatever it took to make things go well. So, they would probably not mind either making you some materials or even buying some for you. Um, just put it out there, ask them. They are a wonderful help. Okay, these are some of the things that I did find at the Dollar Tree. I found these stars, and they I wanted to use them so we could help, be a star when we were upset and we needed to remember to breathe. Now, you can see there's a little spot up at the top. It actually had a button and it played Twinkle Twinkle. Well, fortunately for me, these were already broken when I got to the store, and I was really glad because I really feel like if it worked and it played, it probably would have distracted the kids away from using it the way I wanted them to, which was to use it to remember star breathing. So that was good. The other one is an apron I got from the Dollar Tree, and we put um, different greetings on there. I just had those greetings laminated and I pinned them on the apron. This was also a job that a child had where they were to greet the children, and the children just needed to point to how they wanted to be greeted. And you can see that thing has been used all year, and I think it's still in really good shape. So that's another idea for you. Again, books online. So I just bought this used book. It was from Goodwill Books, and it cost me $7 total. That was with the shipping, and that's a really excellent price because if you go to her website, she's still selling it for 15 plus her shipping. So this book is in great shape. And I got it because I wanted the kids in my class to connect with the positive nursery rhymes, and since I am old now, I have a very bad memory, and I couldn't remember any of them when it came right down to it. So I need this book for reference, quite frankly. Oh, these were some other books I acquired from an online bookstore. Um, each of those was about $7 a piece. Um, I got these from the Thrift Books, and mind you, $7 total for each one. When she's selling it on her website for $9 plus her shipping. That was a very, very good deal to get these two Schubert books that I'm missing from my collection. I'm especially happy to have the Rants and Raves book because it shows Schubert having a tantrum, and that was uh, something I had a lot of this year, and boy, I could have used that book sooner. Okay, now I know I'm going to sound crazy, but I have to give you a word of warning. Please avoid Amazon when you're trying to buy Becky's books. Amazon sells her conscious discipline book for double what she's selling it for. I think it was $61, her conscious discipline book. She's selling it for $29 and shipping. It is way cheaper to buy it directly from her. Unfortunately, my conscious discipline book, I didn't buy it, but my lovely administrator bought it for me, and she's an Amazon person, and she paid too much for my lovely book. So, I want you to avoid the same thing happening. So be careful. Make sure you know what the regular price is before you go shopping at other places so you don't overpay. That's why I also have this second warning about beware when you're shopping for used books, because sometimes, and I don't quite gather why, the price of a used book is actually more than the price of a brand new book, and that puzzles me. But you would want to know that it would be cheaper for you to buy a brand new one right off the Conscious Discipline website rather than overpay for a used book. So be careful when you're out there looking. I also have to give you another warning. I have to tell you to check your curriculum, because this is what I did. Last year, when I came back to school, we were getting ready for our Williams walkthrough. And we were told to go through the curriculum, make sure everything was there. And when I went through my curriculum, lo and behold, I found all these goodies. I found 4 Schubert books, and in it starts in the Heart CD. But unfortunately, I had already purchased Schubert's Big Voice, and so now I have 2 of them. So please check your curriculum, especially if you're using anything Frog Street Press. I know she does a lot with that. This stuff came from Pre-K Splash Curriculum. I found it just tucked in there. Very happy, but a little disappointed I didn't notice it sooner. So, maybe go back, check your curriculum, see if you don't have any hidden gems in there. Okay, now I just wanted to let you know that the Conscious Discipline website is just filled with free resources. I mean, she's handing you a lot of information just for free. If you log on, you get to see the webinars and podcasts and videos. She allows you to create a free membership and download some of the printable materials that you would want. Things that, like the Feeling Buddy faces and some of the breathing posters that you'd want for your safe place. And some other items as well. So make sure you click the link, because that will take you right to the page where you can sign up and get your free resources. Remember, we're looking at adding conscious discipline into our classrooms without spending a fortune. Okay, now I have to tell you, there is one place where you're not going to find a shortcut or a deal. You need real training. You'll have to find a way or someone to pay for it. Now, you can try your district and hopefully they will buy in and support you. Failing that, you'll be where I am now, where you'll be looking at grants to see if there's one that you could possibly get that will pay for your training. Because honestly, you need training from Becky Bailey. I mean, she's the one who created this and knows what you want to know to implement these things. So yeah, having the materials, and that's great, and creating them is wonderful, but if you don't really know how to properly use them, I don't think it's going to be very effective for you. Also, some people, they do donors online, they do GoFundMe. Whatever you can do to get the money that you need for some real training, go ahead and give it a try. Hopefully something will pan out for you. And if it doesn't, where do you start? What can you do? Start right here. These 2 books, especially the first book, Conscious Discipline, is the first book you want to have in your hands. It is very comprehensive. It's a wonderful book because each chapter has there's a portal online. It's a book portal. So there are references to the book portal in the book so that you can go back and go online and see a video that corresponds to what she was just talking about in the book. And it's just fabulous and a really good way for you to quickly get some good training and information. I bought the Creating the School Family book myself because I was just so excited about everything I was reading. I just couldn't wait. But it's really handy too because you remember that job chart I was telling you about? It has a list of, jobs that you might want to have, and they're all listed in there, giving you some ideas on what would be some jobs you might want to create on your classroom job chart, and how to use that time machine, and just basically how you create the school family, because a lot of conscious discipline is based on connections. So it's making connections with the students and the students connecting with each other. Well, that's all I have. I hope that you do well. I wish you well. And I've taken this time to say that I'm not affiliated with Dr. Becky or the Conscious Discipline. However, if she wanted to hire me, I would go in a heartbeat. That's what I would say, because I just think it's outstanding. And I hope this has been helpful for you, and good luck in your pursuit.